This is a brief overview on how to utilize Morningstar's Principia, which basically takes the positions of portfolios and gives us a snapshot view of how the portfolio is made up at this present time. When we go up here to the File tab, the first thing we would do is create a new client. Well, actually, let me back up. We have two tabs here. One is called the research mode. This is utilized for doing research on stocks and mutual funds. What we're focusing on is the portfolio mode, where we will create a client and then we can create portfolios underneath that client. If we have an existing client, we can either hit the open button here, or we can go to File, Open, and find an existing client and maybe just update some existing portfolios. What we're going to do today is create a new client, and we're going to call the client Test. So how about Demo? So I hit Demo, we're going to hit Open, and then it's going to ask us if we would like to create a portfolio for this client, and we're going to click Yes. And then it's asking for scheduled or unscheduled. We're going to select an unscheduled portfolio. I'll discuss scheduled portfolio in another training session. So now what happens is it's going to open up this Add Holdings window. We can find mutual funds or stocks, whatever, by either the name of the fund or the ticker. I can tell you that using the ticker is easier. So we have mutual funds, stocks, variable annuities, what are called closed-end funds, exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, which we do have quite a few of those being used, and proxies. Proxies are used for money market funds primarily, taxable and tax-free. So I'm going to we're going to take a portfolio here. And I'm going to show you how, well, I thought I was going to show you how we could take the tickers. I guess not. We have two screens going here. So I'm working from a statement, client statement, and we're going to actually create two portfolios. So the first thing is we're selecting proxy, and we're going to select the money market fund. Double click it. Or you can hit Add, but double clicking is easier, and it moves it over here. So we have one holding. Now I'm going to go to Exchange Traded Funds. These are basically mutual funds that trade like stocks. And we're going to put the ticker symbol in. The first one is EMB, and I'm just going to hit Enter as opposed to mousing. It's much easier to do the keyboard. Then the next one is LQD, and I'm going to hit Enter. The next one is AGG, and I'm going to hit Enter. So you can see all three of those positions plus the proxy is there. If you made a mistake and you want to remove it, you can do that. I'm going to click the OK button. And now we're going to input the number of shares. You can put value, number of shares, or percent of assets. But if you're working off a statement, it's much easier to use the ticker symbols and the number of shares. And the quickest way to do it is use the 10 key with your right hand and the up and down arrow with your left hand. And it's going to go from the last one that was inputted first. So this is the Barclays aggregate, and we're going to put in the number of shares, 135, down arrow. The next one is 143, down arrow. Next one is 139, down arrow, and we have $777 of cash. Now, from this box, you can always delete holdings, add holdings, reset, whatever. But so we've got it in. We're going to keep the shares static and update the dollars. And we're going to hit OK. Now we have different views. So you notice over here that we're dealing in the portfolio mode, And the view that we want to use is called the snapshot view, and it gives us an overall view of the composition of the portfolio and so on and so forth. But we want to be in the snapshot view. So now that we've created this portfolio, we need to save it. So we're going to go File, Save As, and you notice the client name is Demo, and I'm going to call this QA Tactical. Now we've saved it. What we want to do is generate. If you go to File, we're going to generate a snapshot, and it's going to open up a PDF file. So here is our snapshot. It's typically about 8 to 9 pages. And then, since we're working on the P drive here, we're going to go File, Save As, and I'm just using this as a demo. So we're going to call, I usually put in MS for Morningstar. Then if it's a retirement, I put R. Then I'll put the client name, Demo. Then the name of the portfolio, which was QA Tactical. And then generally the date, January 2012, and save it. So we have one portfolio saved. Now this PDF file can be grabbed either from the P drive, or you can mail it to yourself. The email system is set up here. I'm going to create another portfolio. So we go to File. Now we've already got the client, so we're going to create a new portfolio. And it's asking unscheduled or scheduled. We're going to do unscheduled. Going to go to proxies, so we can put in our money market fund. I'm going to put a taxable money market fund. This is another retirement plan. And we're going to go back to mutual funds. I'm going to select ticker. Much easier. And we're going to start putting tickers in. CVSIX, Calamos, DBV, FFRA. And mutual funds have an X on them. You don't need to put the X, it'll find it. GATE, LSGB, NEFZ. And again, I'm just hitting the enter button as opposed to using the mouse. It's just much easier and quicker. PASA, enter, RYMF, enter. So we have all of our positions, and again, if we had made a mistake, you can always remove one and go add another one. So again, we're going to go over to the number of shares, and I'm going to use my right hand on the 10 key and my left hand on the up-down arrow. So we got 216.62 shares, down arrow, 1247.42 shares, down arrow, and this only goes to 2 places, by the way. So if you have 4 or 5 places, just put the first 2 after the decimal point. 2029.66, down arrow, 774.9, down arrow, 464.57, down arrow, I'm rounding up, 1925.12, 244, 1010.78, and then cash is 2434.77. So we have everything in here, and you notice it actually totals up the value over here. You can see what the total value is once you put these in. So we're going to hit OK. And we are now going to save the portfolio again. So go to File, Save As, and again the client name is Demo, and this is IFG Market Neutral. Save it. And now we're going to create the PDF, the generate snapshot PDF. There it is. I'm going to save a copy. This is MS. I'm just going to take what we had in there. MS Retirement Demo is the client name. And this is IFG Market Neutral. And the date is 1/2012. So we have our two portfolios made up. Now, we probably want to combine these portfolios so we have an overall look of the client. So I'm going to highlight the client name Demo. I forgot to mention, this is where all the clients are over here. Not all of them, but most of them, and certainly the ones you've been working on. So I'm going to right-click the client name Demo, and I'm going to aggregate the client portfolios. So every portfolio that is down here, we have two portfolios, they will be aggregated into one. If there were 6 portfolios, they would be aggregated into one. So I'm going to click Aggregate. So now we've aggregated all the portfolios. So I'm going to do File, Save As, and again the client name Demo, and I usually just put Aggregate. Boom. And then we'd go create a PDF snapshot, go to File, Generate Portfolio Snapshot. And there it is. Both these portfolios have been aggregated into one. I'm going to save a copy. MS. Again, I'm just going to take what we had and change the name. We've got the client name in there as Demo. Type in Aggregate. And the date is 1/2012. And voila, we are done. That's it. Let me see if there's anything else I should show you. So we showed you that we're going to use the portfolio mode. This is how you can open. You can save here as well. I'm not going to do any of that. You could print from here if you want, add holdings. No, there's not a whole lot else to show you. When you go to File, again, mostly it's going to be generate a portfolio snapshot. These other functions you won't be using. Open, Save As, create a new client, create a new portfolio. Those are basically going to be it. So that's the end of this, and hopefully that is very helpful for you.